The key findings of this report come as no surprise to people who pay attention to the grocery industry.
The Federal Reserve is reining in the interest rates and bringing the inflation numbers down, but the rising cost of products is a serious concern. A new wave of price increases is about to happen, and several household items are set to double in price this fall. Let's see the 7 household and grocery products that will cost high in a couple of months. Number 1. Roasted coffee. Some people find it difficult to picture beginning their day with anything other than a hot cup of coffee. However, the cost of that morning pick-me-up has increased this year. The United States is the world's largest coffee consumer and importer. Brazil's coffee harvest has been hampered by drought followed by frost. Prices have also risen as a result of labor shortages and the supply chain for 2022-23. Instant coffee could be a more cost-effective option, even though it's not the same as roasted coffee. While roasted coffee costs are anticipated to increase by 15.8%, the BLS says that instant coffee prices have increased by 10.8%. Instead of making purchases at the grocery store, another choice is to shop online for better prices. Retail prices for roast and ground coffee, the most common types sold in the United States, increased by as much as 50% in the fourth quarter of 2022, compared to the same period the previous year, as businesses attempted to offset higher costs, according to a report. According to analysis by the research division of Rabobank using data from IRI, an increase of 50% was witnessed for Folgers, one of the market leaders, and resulted in a drop of 17% in sales volumes. However, the company managed to raise revenues from those sales due to the higher prices. During that time, prices for roast and ground coffee were sharply hiked by other well-known coffee manufacturers. According to the survey, Maxwell House increased them by 35% and Starbucks by around 15%, as they attempted to retain income despite rising costs for coffee, beans, labor, energy, and packaging. Number 2. Sauces. Similar to the category of olives and pickles, sauces are anticipated to have a 15.5% increase in price over the coming few months. However, if there is a shortage of ingredients, some sauces may increase in price significantly. With sriracha sauce, that is a situation. Unbelievably, a bottle of sriracha currently sells for an astounding $70 on eBay. The manufacturer of the product, Yufeng Foods, has been battling with a chili scarcity for years, which is hampering production and resulting in certain shortages. Although some production did start up again over the recent autumn season, we still have a limited supply that keeps having an impact on our output. A spokeswoman for Yufeng stated, "At this moment, we have no estimates as to when supply will increase," he added. Prices might go as high as $130 over the holiday season because of increased demand. Currently, 2 bottles of sriracha are advertised on Amazon for $102. Many people would never pay that much for a bottle of sauce. If costs are high, this must be because some consumers are in a hurry to get their hands on their favorite sauce. As the United States struggles with a tomato shortage, the cost of ketchup and pasta sauce may soon increase. Mike Montana, president of the California Tomato Growers Association, told Bloomberg, "We desperately need rain. We're approaching the point where we will run out of inventory to continue meeting customer demand." Number 3. Olives and pickles. Due to the effects of harsh weather, there has been a substantial decline in olive production in recent years. The unpredictable nature of olive output will undoubtedly be the result of the changing environment. According to Casey Korn, an expert on olives and culinary consultant, our crops aren't experiencing the same predictability surroundings that we've built infrastructure and businesses around because of variable temperature patterns and intensifying weather occurrences. Olive prices increased by 27% between 2021 and 2023, she continued, and it doesn't appear that things will get better anytime soon. By the holiday season, olive prices could increase by another 9%, citing a Go Banking Rates research. Pickle costs, meanwhile, are anticipated to rise by 15.4% this autumn. The average cost of a pickle jar in 2020 was $6. In the future months, that cost may increase to $11. After an almost 40% increase over the previous 3 years, that's it. Cucumbers are imported into the United States from Mexico, where production has been affected by rising temperatures. Cucumbers are grown in Florida and Georgia when they aren't imported from Mexico or Canada. The issue is that Florida's cucumber fields are vulnerable to hurricane damage, which can lower the amount of cucumbers available to supermarkets and pickle makers. Prices are predicted to increase since supplies are scarce. Number 4. Household cleaning products. The price of household cleaning supplies may have increased by double digits over the previous quarter, and it will continue to grow a little bit more in the following one. Costs in the category increased by 10.1% in the second quarter, and an additional increase of 3 to 3.5% is anticipated. This time, increasing packaging costs are the biggest offender. A spokesperson for Unilever stated that the price of several cleaning products is already beginning to increase. Households in the United States will be the next to be affected by the price rises because resin, which is used to create plastic bottles and jugs, is expensive and in limited supply globally. He claimed because there is a lack of supply and there is more demand, prices are now increasing. Number 5. Frozen bakery products. Frozen pies, tarts, and turnovers are all going to cost more during the winter and fall. In July, food price inflation rose faster than inflation overall, driven by year-over-year increases in cereal and bakery products, which rose by almost 4%. By year's end, Americans may be paying up to 17% more due to the seasonal shift in demand for these goods and the tighter supplies of major ingredients, including flour, sugar, butter, and frozen fruits. Amy Lupo, who oversees 3 business franchises in the Memphis region, claimed that an increase in ingredient costs over the previous year promoted her to raise her prices of an individual-sized cake from $4.50 to $5.25, a startling 16% rise. Lupo is not the only baker who has raised pricing. According to government data, the price of baked goods has increased by 12.9% in the past year, which is quadruple the rate of overall price increases and nearly twice the rate of inflation for food. According to analysis, the reason for the skyrocketing prices is supply shortages brought on by the Russia-Ukraine war and lower than expected crop yields. They also noted that strong consumer demand in the face of high prices has made the issue worse. However, ingredients and bakery goods have resisted the downturn. Over the past year, the cost of flour has increased by approximately 18%, while the price of margarine has increased by almost 24%. The data showed a 12% increase in bread prices and a 16% increase in cookie prices. Egg prices have increased by 21% over the past year as a result of an avian flu outbreak. When Russia invaded Ukraine, the 5th largest exporter of wheat, in February of 2022, the food system became vulnerable due to the recent dismal yield of crops, including wheat, soybeans, and maize, which hampered the global supply. Number 6. Household tools and hardware supplies. This category has been rising fairly consistently in price throughout 2023, thus far up by 16% from a year ago levels. Estimates indicate that tools like hammers, screwdrivers, utility knives, and flashlights are more susceptible to face another 6.2% hike due to a seasonal shift in consumer demand, Go Banking rates reported. Number 7. Propane, kerosene, and firewood. Consumers are no doubt feeling the sting from the sharp rises in fuels and firewood. Also impacted by rising energy prices, the category of fuels and alternative heating sources is forecasted to face a 22.6% increase in prices this fall and winter. Energy is the most volatile component of inflation measures, which means higher prices may bring inflation back up in the months ahead. That's it. What are some of the other household products that you think should be on this list? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos like this, subscribe to our channel.